Hey, SBC 205. Once again, I'm your public speaking instructor, Victor McInnes, coming to you from my COVID-19 compound. As the sun sets over the Grovetown, Georgia metropolitan area, once again coming to you from the Aiken Tech Outpost here in Columbia County, Georgia. This is going to be real short and sweet. We're going to clearly, as you can see here on the screen, we're going to go over the persuasive speech grading rubric. A lot of it is stuff you've already seen before. A lot of it's very similar, and you're going to notice down at the bottom, a fifth of your points, 25 out of 125, are going to come from the persuasive intent, and we're going to talk about that as we get to the bottom. Again, let's go over it. Your outline will be scored just like it's always been scored before. It will be a separate 20 points. Again, this will be the third one that you guys have done. I've given you feedback on your draft outlines. A lot of you guys noticed the last time that if I saw the same, if you just sent your draft outline back, I noticed, and you were, it was mentioned. But again, the outline is worth 20 points. The attention device is going to be worth 15 points this time, and that's going to be exactly what we've always graded. The only difference is this time is I am going to be grading very specifically to the standard of what these items are supposed to be. Not that you tried, but it has to be successful. Like an attention device has got to be delivered with verbal and physical emphasis, nonverbal emphasis to complement the message. So it's not just going to be enough to get up there and go, the fish population in Clark Hill Reservoir has dropped 35% in the last 20 years. I mean, you got to say, the fish population in Clark Hill Reservoir has dropped 35% in the last 20 years. Let me say that again, 35%. So you're going to be graded not on did you have an attention device, but did you gain the audience's attention at the beginning of your speech. Statement of purpose needs to be clean and simple, straightforward, one sentence, simple. Yeah, if you're going to do a problem solution, present the problem and the solution, but don't go into any detail. Your statement of purpose is supposed to be clean and distinct from your preview of your main points. And your preview of your main points, I need to hear, I'm going to have 3 main points, and you go over them. And again, speaker's credentials. Speaker's credentials in a persuasive speech are incredibly important, that you don't detract from your own authority in this, your own ethos, okay? I don't want to hear, I've sort of read, I've kind of read, I've been doing a little research. I need it to be strong, because in a persuasive speech, and we're going to talk about when we get down to persuasive language, every word in the speech, from your attention device all the way through to your call to action, has to be dedicated toward that persuasive intent, okay? Speaker's credentials, yeah. Organization. You are free to organize this speech. I haven't given you any guidelines on that. You want to do a problem solution. You want to do chronological. You want to do cause effect. That's all great. Pick one. But you will be graded on how well your organization is developed, okay? Especially your subpoints. That's going to be 25 points. I'm going to be looking for transitions. I'm going to be looking for a clear organizational intent as you go through it that goes toward your persuasive intent, okay? So your organization is pretty much up to you. You can do whatever you want, okay? Conclusion. Now, there's one thing clearly I've taken out of the conclusion, and that's the closing statement, which in a persuasive speech is the call to action, okay? But again, review your main points, restatement of purpose. Both got to be there. In this case, if you don't have a restatement of purpose in your conclusion, that's going to cost you 8 points. I mean, just right off the bat. If I don't have it, it's not there. You get an X, you lose the points, okay? Review of the main points, and again, we've gone over that. Both of those should be quick and concise, okay? Remember, especially for those 2 points of the conclusion and the introduction, those should not take up a big chunk of your speech. You should be able to do the introduction and the conclusion in under 45 seconds, okay? Now your conclusion, the restatement of the purpose and the review of the main points, that should go quick. Your call to action may be a little bit longer, okay? Use of evidence, there's 4 blanks. I'm grading you on 3. I just never bothered to update this rubric. It's going to be 20 points. You say, according to, quote somebody, you get an X, you get a check. You don't do it, you don't get it. It's that simple, okay? Nonverbal communication is the exact same as it's always been, okay? Again, remember, gestures go out here. Oh, that shouldn't be there. What was that? Okay, there we go. Gestures should be outside, out of sight of your body, not in front of you like this, okay? We've gone through all of that. Time, remember for you hybrid classes, 450 with section 451 and 452, you have 4 to 6 minutes. 359, 601, I am going to grade exactly this time. You are not going to get any breaks. For my online classes, 67, 167, and 667, 4 minutes and 30 seconds to 6 minutes. And remember, I do not look at the time on the video as a total. I take it from when you start speaking to when you stop speaking. Now, we've got a time crunch with these because I want to get these all graded before we all go off on Thanksgiving. So, online classes, I'm going to tell you now, and I will put out an announcement on this. Well, this is for both, okay? I will stop grading at 6 minutes this time. So if you're going 8 minutes and 30 seconds like some of the speeches did last time and your conclusion doesn't start until 7 minutes, I'm not going to get your conclusion. Hybrid classes that will be delivering the speech in class at 6 minutes and about 10 or 15 seconds, I'm going to tell you to stop. Okay? That's going to be different this time. You are not going to be allowed to talk outside those 6 minutes. Online classes, I'm going to give you about 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Then I am going to stop grading. So if your conclusion hasn't been reached by 6 minutes and 15 seconds, you are going to get 0 out of 15 points. Not to mention the fact you're also going to lose points for the call to action. Guys, you have got to bring these speeches in on time this time. Some of the speeches went on terribly long. I need to move through this grading process. I'm going to have basically about 4 days to get all 5 sections graded and accounted for and scanned and sent out to you. I want to get that done before Thanksgiving. And I've got a lot of other stuff pressing me, and I got to get you to move through these speeches, okay? So, hybrid classes, in classroom delivery, 4 minutes to 6 minutes. I will ask you to stop at 6:15. Online classes, I will stop your video at 6 minutes and 15 seconds after you start talking. Please be aware of that. Okay, persuasive intent. Again, and we've talked about this when you got the persuasive speaking lecture. Everything, every word, every gesture, everything has to be directed toward your persuasive intent. So for persuasive language, I need you to say, this is the best solution. This is the only solution. You will agree that this is the best solution. I don't want to hear things like, I hope you'll agree with me. I think this is the best. This is probably going to work out. I need you to demonstrate absolute and total confidence that what you're telling us is the only course of action that we can follow that will solve our problems. Okay? If I'm talking about the fish population in Clark Hill Reservoir, I should be telling you that to save our economy, the only thing that we can do is to stop the effluent runoff from construction sites in the central Savannah River area. I think this will work, this will probably work, this will help. We need to enact this solution. Okay? I don't want to hear any weasel words. I don't want to hear any modifiers. I don't want to hear any, I think, I believe, probablys. You need to sell this. That is what this is all about, persuading me. And if you don't sound like you're 100% convinced, you're not going to convince me either. You're not going to persuade me. Call to action. There's a lot of problems with the call to actions. There always is. You guys have got to make these things concrete. Nothing will bond a person to your persuasive intent than having them do a physical action before you release them from the event. Okay? Take a brochure, sign a petition, go over here and take my business card. I will, set up an appointment. We will set up appointments before you leave. One of the most effective persuasive speeches I ever saw was someone from the Charlie Norwood VA Medical Center was talking about getting veterans enrolled in the VA medical system. And a lot of them, were not. And she just sat there and said, I've got my computer. Before you leave today, you're setting up your initial appointment and opening your account. I mean, and she made them sit there and do it. And she said, when I do that, I get about 70% uptake. Okay, what happens if you just let them walk out of the room and you hand them a business card or a pamphlet? 20%. So she increased her uptake by 50% just by making them do that before they left the building. Okay, I need something like that in your call to action. Okay, because that's what you're doing it for. You need to get a concrete physical action out of them. Don't challenge them. Don't, I hope I persuaded you. Don't, say, I want you to think about concrete physical action. Okay? It's that simple. All right, that's it. That's the whole thing. What word am I looking for? The discussion board forum. That's the phrase I'm looking for. Will probably be, we'll open Monday afternoon or Monday evening. That way you can start posting your speeches. Again, online classes, practice, all classes, practice, tape, watch your speeches. Then do it again and do it again, okay? For the online classes, you have the luxury of picking the best one. For you hybrid classes, doing it in class, man, you guys need to practice. When I see a speech go 2 minutes and 3 seconds, guys, come on. And when a speech goes 8 minutes, seriously, okay? This is it. This is 125 points. This is a big deal, okay? All right, that's it. Email me if you've got any questions. Just contact me if you have any questions about anything. Stay safe, stay well, and we will see you soon.